Baruch Hashem Yahweh Hashem YAHUWAH. Baruch Hashem YAHUWAH. Shalom, family. Today I want to talk about the power in humility. Okay, it's a lesson titled today, The Power in Humility. Because the scriptures teach us about humility, and we need to really, though, break that down and get into what comes out of it. What's the benefit for us? Why should we have a humble spirit in all things, in the way we move and the way we communicate with Yahuwah? So we're going to get into some things on this. First, I want to start with the definition of humility. And it's defined as a modest or low view of one's own importance. Also, humbleness, okay, which is the same word, but modest or low view of one's own importance. And that's where we have to start right there. Understand where our importance is in the grand scheme of things, as far as Most High Yah being supreme, and He being our master, He being our Elohim, and we're in a role of a servant here. Okay, and like I was saying in the past, that Yahuwah is not a genie, or He's not our slave. He's not someone that we just order around and request things as if somehow we are the ruler. Okay, we have to humble ourselves before the Most High Yah at all times. And we're going to get into scriptures on that, like I said, and we're going to kind of break this down. But humility is a modest or low view of one's own importance. Okay, we're going to go to 1 Peter 5, 6, and 7, kind of start these two scriptures here and kind of branch out from there. 1 Peter 5 or 6 says, "Humble yourselves then under the mighty hand of Elohim, so that He exalts you in due time, casting all your worry upon Him, for He is concerned about you." So let's look at this in the order it was received. If you humble yourselves, we already know what that is. As you have a low self-importance, you're not going to make yourself more important than you are. I always say we dirt balls with eyes, but Yah is over us. He is the head of us. And we go to Him. Through Yahushua, we pray and we have access. And we have to understand the relationship here, because there are people who think you should be humbling yourself under them. Okay? I've experienced this. I know it's true. There are people, and in this truth we're in, there are people who seem to want to have authority over other people, and people to be humbled under them. It's all this leadership, and the only leadership should be Yahushua, and going through Yahushua to have access to Yahuwah. Yahushua being our high priest. So all these priests are out here and everything. I don't know what that's all about, because Yahushua is our priest. And all this desire to rule over people. We humble ourselves under Yahuwah. Okay, now let's look at it. So we humble ourselves under the mighty hand of Elohim, so that He exalts you. So if you want exaltation, you want to be lifted up in whatever situation you might find yourself in, you got to humble yourself first. Okay, and if you're getting angry at the situation, thinking you deserve this, that, and the third, and you don't deserve anything. Yah is having mercy on us, even waking us up every day. Okay, He doesn't have to do anything to us. He didn't have to give us a way back to Him. He didn't have to have mercy to call us and wake us up. He didn't have to do anything. You don't have to know who we are. We could have just stayed in that valley and just been dead. We don't deserve anything, especially if you look at the way our people have behaved themselves, and the boat that we're in because of their disobedience and idolatry and whatnot, and the continuing in of majority of a lot of our people in the same practices in this time. So we got to be humble, and if you want something from Yah, if you're praying for something, if you're thinking you're needing something, first of all, you got to be humble. Realize that you're nothing. Yah is everything. We're nothing without Him. Okay, That's just facts. Yah is looking for that spirit of humbleness, okay? Make sure it's there, because if not, you might be holding yourself up. You might be blocking blessings for yourself because of your lack of humility. Now, if you humble yourself, look at what it gets you. Verse 7, you can cast all your worry on Yah, because he's concerned about you. But, you know, we can't forget, humble yourselves, because people will skip over that and just go right to verse 7. Hey, we just cast all our cares upon Yah. Well, if you humble yourself, you can. If you think you're more important than you really are, then, you know, you're trying to skip something. Because these verses have an order for a reason. It's written in the order for a reason. Humble yourself first, then, and only then, will you be casting all your worry upon Yah. You can't cast your worry upon him, and you sitting up here thinking you too important or too above the situation you're in, or, you know, it's beneath you and all those things. Then you're not in a position to cast your cares upon him, because you're not humble yet. Let's go down to Luke 14, 8 through 11. Let's look at this. This is symbolic of what we need to be. It says, Luke 14, verse 8, when you're invited by anyone to a wedding feast, do not sit down in the best place, lest one more distinguished than you be invited by him. And he who invited you and him come and say to you, give this one place. And then you begin with shame to take the last place. So this is not where we want to be. You know, oh yeah, this is the best looking chair. It's the best spot. Let me go and sit over here. You are making yourself very important in your own eyes. This spirit cannot be, because you be humbled immediately. Yah will make sure, whether that humility comes in the form of waiting longer, of not getting something, of you know, something else popping up and give you something else to worry about. Maybe you're not praying enough. You think you're so important you don't even pray and talk to Yah every day. You just think you come to him when you need something and it's supposed to be done, because, hey, you know, I know who I am. Hey, no, it's not gonna work like that. I always say, if you don't pray enough, Yah has ways to make you pray enough. Let's look at verse 10. Rather, when you're invited, go and sit down in the last place, so that when he who invited you comes, he shall say to you, friend, come up higher. And we're going to get into that part. Then you shall have esteem in the presence of those who sit at the table with you. For everyone who is exalting himself shall be humbled, and he who is humbling himself shall be exalted. So we can see that if you exalt yourself, you're going to be humbled. This is a scripture. This is written, and it's been spoken by YAHUWAH. So if you're exalting yourself, guess what? You shall be humbled. It is a guarantee. It is a promise. But if you humble yourself, guess what? You shall be exalted. It is a guarantee. It is a promise. Goes back to 1 Peter 5. Humble yourself under the mighty hand of Elohim, and he will exalt you. Okay, in due time. So these are promises. I don't want to be on the side of exalting myself. Okay, so I'm be humble in front of everybody, or a family, or whomever, as opposed to being exalted. Let's go to verse 10 a little bit again, and we're going to go to the friend come up higher. What does that mean? Because it's more to it than, oh, you know, I'm just going to be able to come up and get these things out, these blessings. It gives you power, okay? And we're going to get into some of that, because there is power in humility, power to be blessed, power to be used. And to me, being used is more important than, you know, getting something you praying for. Getting something you're praying for, that's good and all. Let's say Yah knows what you need before you ask him, right? But if you're being used to fight out here, because we're in a spiritual battle right now, or used in a situation where Yah can be glorified, that is more important. And this what humility gives you the power to do. And I'll prove that to you. We'll go to Judges 6, okay? We're going to talk a little bit about Gideon and the fact that Yah used him to defeat the Midianites. Only him and a small band of people, okay? Wasn't many people at all that he used. and you can read that. I think it's Judges 6 through like 9 or something. And you can read the story here of Gideon and what happened. But I want to focus just on a few verses here because this is a driving force behind it. This is what Yah saw. He looked through Israel during a time when Israel was very wicked because they continued to fall into idolatry. So they were placed into some kind of captivity or bondage. And then, Yah would use someone in Israel to deliver them. Basically what the book of Judges it talks about, okay, repetitively, because our people stiff-necked and have problems. But let's look at these verses here to kind of focus on the fact that there is power. Verse 14, Judges 6. And Yahuwah turned to him and said, "Go in this strength of yours, and you shall save Israel from the land of the Midianites, or the hand of the Midianites. Have I not sent you?" Okay, so this is Yah talking to Gideon. And Gideon said to him, "O Yahuwah, with what do I save Israel? See, my clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house." Here's the humility. I'm the least. I'm in the lowest seat. Okay? I'm humbling myself. I don't think I'm so great. Why me? Do you understand? I am the least. This is what Yah saw, that he felt he was the least. Now, he was against idolatry and everything. That was important too. But he was the least. He was not, didn't feel that he, was important. And Yahuwah said to him, "Because I am with you, you shall smite the Midianites as one man." Do you see the power that was released in his humility? Because I am with you because you are humble. You sought the lowest seat. You realize I'm the supreme and not you. Because there are people who act like they rubbed some kind of bottle and a little smoke popped out, and they started giving orders and telling Yah what they want. You have to understand, Yahuwah is in charge. I don't care what it is you're going through, what it is you're suffering, what it is you think you should be getting up. That Yahuwah is in charge. And a lot of people don't see that. They get a lot of self-importance. And when you're getting all this self-importance, then the devil gonna get in. That's guaranteed. You got too many people who think too much of themselves. If that's happening out here, then some people need some humility. Okay? And you can't fall into that. I'm this, I'm that. You're nothing. You serving Yah, you're a servant. Okay? That's it. What more are you trying to be? Titles and all those things. Puffed up nature of people. It happened a lot amongst the Gentiles when they would learn the truth. They really got puffed up a lot. And Paul had to try to get people straight. But Yah know how to get people straight. Okay? And he will. So if you see you going down that road, or you think you're a little too important and you really are, you better realize you're just a dirtball with eyes, in the sense that there was nothing special about you until Yah got involved. Yah is the one that makes us special. Yah is the one who gives us what we have. And if you want to have the power unlocked in your life fully, then you need to seek the lowest seat and realize where you are in the grand scheme of things. Okay, that's very important. So again, so you can read Judges, that story of Gideon, and kind of see what happened there, and see how that can apply to you or your situation, because the scriptures are for us today. They do apply today. You just got to find how they fit in and how your life fits into it, because Yah does repeat these patterns. Okay, just like he's going to repeat delivering us from Egypt, and all those things are going to play out again. We'll see him in a different way, but Yah will repeat things. He has not changed, and he is on our side. We just have to submit to him and humble ourselves before him. So until next time, hallelujah, and may he add a blessing to his word.